Welcome to Growing Up Boomer. I'm your host, Padre, with my co-host, Cotton. And this podcast is dedicated to the life and times of the baby boomer generation. The show is loosely scripted, and sometimes we'll go down rabbit holes, and where it leads us to, one will never know. This podcast can be informative, funny, and sometimes irreverent. But most of all, we hope you find it entertaining. Hey, Cotton, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing fine, and yourself?
Oh, man, you know what? It's a beautiful day.
It is. It's gorgeous out.
Yeah, oh, yeah. It's beautiful. And you know what? When you get our age, every day's a gift, right?
That's true.
That's why they call it the present. No. Oh, by the way, Cotton, I got to tell you, I have been dying to see Godzilla -1.
-1?
Yeah, -1. It's called Godzilla -1. Now, this Godzilla movie has done something no other Godzilla movie has ever done. And it won an Academy Award for special effects.
Wow.
And get this, okay? This was a low-budget movie.
That's the rubber suit guy?
No, what? This one was awesome.
Oh, really?
Yes. You gotta see it. It's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, you gotta see it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I bought it. I wasn't waiting, and I wanted to see this one. It came out in the theaters in December, and it was only on a few theaters, and it was only on the, what do they call that, the IMAX?
Mm-hmm.
And then it finally came to my theater, planned it to go the next weekend, and they pulled it because of the movie, the Godzilla, King Kong, The New Empire.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I haven't seen, that's the only Godzilla movie that I have not seen. I have seen them all.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I have seen every one, and you know there's like about 40 Godzilla movies.
Wow.
Yeah. Of course, some say 38 because two of them are remakes, not remakes, but what they are basically the same movie, but they're released in America. Oh, yeah. And get this, okay? Now, when America does a Godzilla movie, it averages about $155 million to make.
Wow.
Okay. When Japan does it, in today's money, I took today's money, right? Like, for instance, the original Godzilla was like about $100,000, a little bit, maybe a little bit over, or something like that. In today's money, that's like $1.8 million.
Yeah.
So the Godzilla movies run anywhere from $2 million to $15 million to make.
Man.
The Godzilla -1 is anywhere from, they say, $12 million to $15 million to make. That's it. Its opening weekend in the Japanese box office was $7.8 million just in Japan.
Wow.
In 49 IMAX's theaters in the United States, in the opening weekend, 1.2 million. Just the opening weekend.
Man.
The film grossed, all combined, the opening weekend worldwide, $116 million.
Man.
Oh, yeah. It is awesome. I'm telling you right now, the best Godzilla movie ever.
Oh, so you saw it?
Oh, yeah, I bought it. What do you mean? Oh, man, I'm a Godzilla maniac, man. Like I said, there's only 4 Godzilla movies I haven't seen. 3 of them are animation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going like, I tried one and I got halfway through it and I said, nah, this is not for me. The new one, Godzilla, King Kong, New Empire. I haven't seen that one because once they put the advertisement and the trailer, once they had King Kong with like an Iron Man arm, I said, no, I'm going to wait till I can see it for free. Now, the director, I've seen the director. But yeah, the director that did -1, I've seen some of his movies, and they are excellent for Japanese movies. They are excellent movies. I saw The Great War with Archimedes and The Eternal Zero. So I already know the director. But he's very, very good. It's done very good. The whole Godzilla genre is called Kaiju, which means strange beast. Godzilla, the original Godzilla, was the first movie in that genre, what they call a subgenre. They were the very first. There's 3 companies that have done the movies, and that's Toho, TriStar, and Legendary. Legendary is the new one. TriStar tried it. If you remember the Godzilla in 1998 with Matthew Broderick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the bad one. Oh, man, that was so bad.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Taco Bell put an advertisement. Remember when they had the little Chihuahua? Or a Taco Bell with the little beret. I had all of those. I don't know what happened. I had all of, like, the little Beanie Babies. I had them all. I don't know what happened to them because I've been moving around and I lost those little Chihuahuas. Probably Kathy just threw them away.
Oh.
Oh, God, I had him with the little beret. Oh, he was my favorite. And the commercial would go. He would be trying to catch the lizard with the little box and the stick and the string. You know, he had like a little lettuce in there, and he's going, "You lizard, lizard, lizard." And then Godzilla comes around the corner, and he goes, "Oh, I think I need a bigger box." But that one was a bomb. Now, this is the funny thing about the Godzilla movies. When Godzilla came out, and this was the one by Legendary Pictures in 2014, and it went through the roof. That was the one that it was American made. And it went through the roof. So Toho decided to say, hey, there's some money to be made in Godzilla. So they made this one called Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla. In Japanese means original or number 1.
Oh.
So they're trying to say, yeah, you can have your Godzilla. We have the original. And I'm telling you right now, the critics loved it. But Cotton, it had to be one of the worst Godzillas I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, the rubber suit dude was at full swing on that one. and when he first appears, he doesn't even look like Godzilla. He's walking on all 4s.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm going, and I'm laughing. I'm just having a great time. And I invited my son. I said, you got to see this because he really liked. I showed him the -1. And he's going like, "Wow, this is great!" Because everybody else in the Padre household thinking Godzilla. Come on, I'm the only guy that watches them. I'll tell you what. When I was a young lad, there's 2. Remember we talked about this when we were talking about movies. There's 2 movies my dad always took us to see, and that was biker movies and Godzilla movies.
Oh, really?
Oh, at the drive-in, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was awesome. So, of course, all my fond memories of Godzilla are going to the drive-in with my parents and watching all of these bad Godzilla movies. So maybe that's why I have, every time I watch them, I have that heartwarming feel.
Yeah.
Then again, it could be Taco Bell when I order that, too.
But that was a good time, too.
Yeah, it was. It was, it was time to bond with the parents and, just go watch it. All the popcorn. We'd buy popcorn, hot dogs, all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was big time back then, yeah. The drive-in movies. Yeah, and then if I got tired, if the movie was bad, I could go to sleep in the back seat because the cars were so big back then.
Yep, I remember that too.
Well, but getting back to that, the movies themselves, okay, the Godzilla movies themselves have made about $524 million, not including the new one, the -1.
Wow.
Yeah, so they haven't been doing too bad, but still, they leave something to be desired. Okay, I mean, other than the first one, I enjoyed the first one. And that's the beauty of -1, Godzilla -1, is that it's more of a tribute to the original Godzilla.
Oh.
Like my son's thinking, why is he walking so slow? And I said, that's because the way they walk on the original Godzilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
And get this, the special effects, they only use 617 VI, visual imagery. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
For the whole movie, that was it.
That's a brownie camera.
Yeah. So it's considered a low budget film.
Yeah.
But you get this. This is I didn't know about Godzilla movies. Is they're broken up in different time zones. So in other words, when I say that, the first one, which is from 1954 to 1975, is called the Showa era. It was named after the Japanese emperor that was reigning at that time.
Oh.
So they called it that. And that was original Godzilla, which was 1954.
Wow.
And then it comes another one that's called Godzilla Raids Again. This is the next film.
Yeah.
And then, of course, then they have Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now, that's an American film. That was done in 1956. Okay, that was with Raymond Burr's in that one.
Yeah.
And it's just a Godzilla movie, and they put Raymond Burr in there.
Yeah.
And get this. All right, this is what kills me. I'm older than Godzilla, too. I'm older than the LA Dodgers, the LA Lakers, and Godzilla, and Disneyland.
Old.
Like, oh yeah. Yeah, and Raymond Burr, what they did in that movie is they just spliced him in.
Yeah.
You know. So, oh yeah. You remember he was what, Perry Mason and what was he? Ironsides. Ironsides. Did you know this about him? First of all, he was a Canadian-born actor, number one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he gave enormous amounts of money away to charities. He was very charitable. I mean, he gave a ton of money to charities for like foster parent plans, Save the Children, right, that were in need of medical needs, and gave a ton of money.
Wow.
He gave money to also Scripps to McGraw School of Law in Sacramento. I mean, the guy was just very, very generous. But he was the first American actor to actually be in a Godzilla movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So they just spliced him in. It was basically the original Godzilla movie, and they just spliced him in. All right. Yeah. Then, this was my favorite, and I remember this when it was a very small kid going to the drive-in with my parents. King Kong versus Godzilla 1962.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a great... They're fighting on Mount Fuji. Oh, man. And I mean, it was so bad, it had to be the worst gorilla suit ever made. Okay? I mean, it's almost... Did you ever go to the trade shows and you saw that monkey butt powder?
Oh, yeah?
And you remember the really bad-looking monkey costume on the guy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This one was worse.
Oh no.
Oh golly! And it is, and I ended up throwing rocks. And the funny thing is, I remember is like King Kong does a few wrestling moves on Godzilla. Like gets him like in a headlock and beats him, and oh god, it was great. If you can see it, you know, probably on YouTube, you will laugh. It is so bad. But yeah, and the other they made a remake of that American. It's called Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah.
And so you know what that means? That means who's ever got top billing is going to win the battle.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So the first one, King Kong wins. At least that's what they give you the idea. What ends up happening is they're wrestling, they're fighting, and they roll into the ocean. I mean, they just roll right into the ocean.
Right.
And everybody's, oh, who won, you know, and all of a sudden they look up and you can see King Kong swimming away. He's going back to this island. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Do you remember it was 1964, do you remember this one? Mothra versus Godzilla?
Mothra, yeah, I remember that.
A genetic altered moth.
Yeah.
And it had the two little I guess you call them pixies, the two little pixies or whatever, and they would always talk to Mothra. Get this about Godzilla movies. In 1966 to 75, he starts turning into the anti-hero.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he starts taking care of humanity. He's worried about humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is the problem with it, though. This is the problem. Is just like the new Transformers, which is actually this generation's Godzilla, right? They're defending mankind.
Yeah.
But they destroy the city doing it.
Exactly.
You know, so that's what happens. So this is when, because Mothra beats Godzilla. But then in 65, they come up with the Ghidra, the three-headed monster. You remember the Ghidra? Oh, golly. Now get this. This is where Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra team up to beat this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, oh man. I tell you what, that was bad. And then the other one was the Invasion of Astro Monster.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh, that one was bad. And you know who was in that one? Nick Adams.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a big star.
Yeah, remember he was in No Time for Sergeants.
Mm-hmm.
He had a small role in some of big movies like Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah.
You know, and he was TV The Rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Remember he was for
he
about
had
3
his own series.
Yeah, he had his own series. Yeah. Yeah. He was in it. And remember he ended up dying in about 1968 because of a drug overdose.
Oh,
Which was
I didn't
sad.
know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sad. It was sad. But he's in it. He's in that. He's one of the astronauts. That poor guy, he didn't even get top billing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't he? Oh, and the next one is really bad. Eberron, Horror of the Deep. It's like a shellfish. In the beginning of the movie, Godzilla and Mothra, their partnership only lasted a little bit. Okay, well then they start battling again, but they put their differences aside to get after this one, big giant crustacean thing.
Yeah, digging up everything they can.
And the next one was really bad. Oh, the Son of Godzilla. Oh, golly, that is hilarious. Do you remember that one?
That was terrible. Yeah.
Remember when he's teaching them how to blow fire and the little puff of smoke's coming up?
Yeah.
The little smoke ring? Yeah. And Cotton, I'm telling you right now, all righty? That Son of Godzilla, there is no way he's a son of Godzilla. He did not come from Godzilla's loins. He doesn't even look like him.
No. He's fresh out of the womb.
I go, wait a minute, there's no way this thing's the son of Godzilla. But they liked him so much is they brought him back in two other movies. Destroy All Monsters and All Monsters Attack.
Oh, wow. He wasn't blowing the little rings anymore then, huh?
Yeah, oh no, that's right. By the end of that he was going, man. Oh, and this next one. And the thing about Godzilla movies always is that they sometimes will go through and they will have political implications on them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So you have to be very careful and watch for those. Like, for instance, the Shin Godzilla, the one I just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one that I said is just really bad? The effects are just horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, golly. You know, when Godzilla first comes out, he's on all fours, and he evolves while he's on the land to look like regular Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time, I don't know if you were old enough, but if you were old enough to remember the little pandas that they used to have stuffed animals, and they were panda bears.
Yeah.
And they had those eyes, and the big eyes, and they had like the little black disc in them.
Yeah, you could shake them.
Yeah, you could shake them. That's what
around.
the eyes look like on this one.
Oh, really?
Oh, the minute my son saw that one, because you know he looked at -1 and he says, "Man, this is really good." I said, "Yes, it is." And then we said, "Oh, let's watch Shin Godzilla." And I said, "I'm not buying that one. I'll rent it because you know I heard there was some issues on it, and there's plenty." But the whole thing is, it's just showing how inept the Japanese government is. Oh yeah, but you know, they're most of the movies taking place in the boardroom of the Japanese parliament, and or the prime minister, and they're always like, well, who's going to tell the prime minister? And it's kind of like, okay, you can't talk directly to the prime minister. You're in the table, you're in the same room, but you got to talk to your boss, and your boss got to talk to his boss, and then the boss can talk to the prime minister. You know, and it's always about what's the best for the government, and they take a shot at the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why this monster's tearing up Tokyo, and he stops because what happens, he uses all his energy, so he's got to rest. So what do the Americans recommend? Hey, we'll just nuke them. In the middle of Tokyo. Yeah, the Americans, yeah, we'll just nuke them.
Yeah, don't worry about the people there.
Yeah. Like, oh man, is that a shot or what? Oh, and the reason why I mentioned that one, because in 1971, they did Godzilla versus Hedorah. Oh, this was
remember that
bad.
one.
This was bad. And what it
Oh, okay.
is that we may know it as the pollution monster.
Oh,
And so
there's a message.
Yeah, exactly. And so he spews out smog, and everybody dies, or there's oil coming out of them, and oil slicks, and it's just really, really bad.
And they're all standing around smoking their cigarettes.
There's a lot of that in these Japanese movies.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And then there was the Godzilla versus Gigan. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's basically like the other one. It's a three-headed monster.
I remember that one. Where he
Yeah,
ripped off
it's a
one of their
three-headed
heads,
monster,
didn't
but also Gigan is a giant bird.
he? Oh.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Godzilla has to go with him, and he's got Ogarus, which is his buddy, which looks like a duck-billed platypus. And he comes out in a couple of movies, and he kind of defends, helps Godzilla defeat these monsters. But oh, that was a bad one. And then they have the Megalon, Godzilla versus Megalon, and it's supposed to be, I guess, a cyborg type of jaguar type of thing, but it looks like a Power Ranger.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And him, yeah, you remember that one, huh? It looks like a Power
Yeah.
Ranger. Him, and then they have a giant cockroach, and they got this dinosaur that looks like a big black chicken. And so Godzilla's got to go against them, and of course he takes care of them. Oh, this has nothing to do with Godzilla. This has nothing to do with Godzilla, but one of the ones that were really bad that I remember watching was Gamera. Do you remember Gamera?
Oh yeah, Gamera.
He
was
made a
cool
ton
one.
of movies. The little turtle, the turtle.
Yeah. Oh, is that who Gamera was?
That was its own standalone series of movies called Gamera, and there was that turtle. I remember, in his back feet would go in, and then there'd be rockets coming out so he could fly around. Because he's got to get places
So
quick.
bad.
Yeah,
It was so bad.
that it was.
And it would wobble, and
Yeah.
somebody's got the strings going.
Oh, I remember that one. Oh God, that was so good. That was so good. Yeah. And you remember the Mecha Godzilla? It was a metal Godzilla, like the robot Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, I never watched that one.
That's-
Maybe it was his first 10 minutes, and then I.
yeah. But 1974, you're right. It was bad. It was bad. Oh God, that was hilarious. That was so bad. Basically it's a cyborg Godzilla is what it is.
Yeah.
And then in 1984, they had the second period of Godzilla movies called Hisaya, which was the emperor of Japan during that time. And so from 84 to 95. And of course, this is when they really started getting, Godzilla. Okay, Return of Godzilla, and then Godzilla 1985, which was the American release.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they brought back the old guys again.
Yeah, I see that.
Mhm.
But you also had Raymond Burr.
No, they didn't bring him back. That was for sure.
Oh, they didn't. They let him go.
No, they never brought him back. But there was a multitude of those that were really, really bad.
Yeah.
Godzilla and Mothra, The Battle for Earth, 1992. All right, and this is when Godzilla becomes the good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and one of the worst ones was Godzilla versus the Space Godzilla.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
You remember he's got those big, it looks like ivory tusks coming out of his back.
Oh, yeah. That's bad.
Yeah, once I remember that one. And then there was the Godzilla versus Destroyer.
I don't know, Destroyer.
Well, this one was a radioactive dinosaur. And then what ends up happening, there's lethal creatures are formed from its cells.
Oh.
Then we have the millennial era. Okay, and that was from 1999. About 6 movies, and they were just really bad. One of them was Godzilla 2000.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that I remember about that one is that these guys are on the roof, and there's one guy smoking a cigarette, and Godzilla's like right in his face, and they're looking like staring each other down. And I remember his line, "I've never been this close to Godzilla."
And when he smoke in his face?
Yeah, that's probably why he got mad. Oh yeah, I'd have to go home and change my shorts if anything happened like that to me. And so they brought up a lot of the old characters. One that's funny is the Godzilla Tokyo SOS.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this time it's back to the twin pixies again, because Mothra's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I think this time they're wearing red, as opposed to gold the last time that they were wearing it. Then the Final Wars in 2004. So that was bad too. But then they had the Rewan era, which is 6 movies. Okay, not counting the American movies, but the latest one is called the Rewan movies, which is translated to Beautiful Harmony.
Oh.
And these are the ones that you just seen. The ones I talked about, for instance, the Shin Godzilla. That one was, and that got critically acclaimed too.
Really?
Oh God, it was so bad. I laughed through the whole thing. It was so bad. I laughed. And then they had the 3 that I told you about that were animations. And I tried one, but I could only get about 20 minutes through it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not into animation.
Yeah. Right with you on that one.
Yeah. It was the Planet of the Monsters, City on the Edge, and the Planet Eater.
Yeah.
And those 3, yeah. Of course, they had Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which is the American-made one, and the newest one, which is Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah.
But Cotton?
Too bad. I mean,
no, that was okay.
That one.
That was okay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't laugh through it. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, they put these as horror movies, but they're more comedy than anything else.
Yeah, a couple of beers, it was great.
Yeah. And then there was, of course, Godzilla -1, which is an excellent movie, and the new one, of course, Godzilla and King Kong: The New Empire. And I'm waiting for that one. I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm going to see that one.
Yeah.
But Cotton, I'm telling you, you got to see Godzilla -1. If you have Netflix, you need to see it.
Okay, well, I don't have Netflix, so it'll probably be on channel 52 before long.
I'm telling you, this one.
Is it a good?
Oh, yeah, no, this one is very good. And the reason why is, first of all, the effects are very good. That's number 1.
Oh.
It's not the rubber suit guy. Number 2 is that it has a storyline to it besides Godzilla.
Oh.
It's about this one kamikaze pilot that had lost his nerve, and he has a chance, they believe, to kill Godzilla when he's small, because Godzilla doesn't get big till after the atomic blast.
Right.
So he's smaller, and they believe if he was to shoot him with his 20 millimeters that they would kill him, but he loses his nerve. And so he has PTSD throughout the entire movie because he felt that he could have ended all of his destruction that Godzilla's doing.
Ah.
And Godzilla's breath, it ain't fire. It's nuclear fusion.
Oh, really?
Oh, it is awesome, man. When he blows, and then you can see the mushroom cloud.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's hawking big loogies.
Like I said before, this one costs probably about 15 million tops.
Wow.
Now Shin Godzilla cost 10 million to make. And my question is, where's the other 9.5 million? Where did that go? This one could not cost more than $500,000.
Now that wasn't a guy in a suit, right? That was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The first part looked exactly like a guy with a suit, with the big googly eyes. finally, Godzilla in Shin Godzilla finally loses those panda eyes.
Oh,
And finally morphs into the Godzilla we know and love.
oh, good.
But
Okay.
it is just so bad. I'm just glad I rented it and I didn't buy it.
There you go.
But yeah, I tell you what, the baby boomers, we grew up with Godzilla and we loved them. All right, so a lot of them loved us.
Absolutely.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So
Mhm.
especially during the '60s with the rubber,
Oh,
those
yeah.
were the rubber suit guys.
Good old Arden Theater in Linwood.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
seen plenty of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All righty. Well, Cotton, what do you say we bring this one to a close, buddy?
Sounds like a winner.
All right, my man. You have a great day, okay?
All right, Padre, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Nos vemos después.
We'd like to thank you for listening and leave you with this one quote from Godzilla. And until next time, may God bless.